Setting yourself up for retention and success of students in your class. Welcome back, GPC faculty and staff. Here's to another semester of 4 or 5 classes of GPC students who really want to get an A in your class. Some of them don't realize that they actually have to study and be able to apply what they've learned in order to get that A. That's where we come in. Based on personal research as well as in the literature, factors that affect retention and success include things like poor preparation, family issues, falling behind in class work, and lack of personal connection from faculty. Some of these factors are totally out of our control. However, I'd like to focus on the factors that we can have some effect on. Research literature have indicated that intervention techniques used in the first 2 to 3 weeks of class are vital for student retention and success. Here are 2 references that underscore the importance of the first 3 weeks of class in relation to student retention and success. I'm going to highlight a few easy tools that you can use to help students stay in your classes and succeed. Let's start by changing the learning culture. Let your students know that you want them to succeed and you're here to help them attain their goals. Tell them the part they will have to play in attaining those goals. During your introduction and review of the syllabus, let them know where they can go for extra help. For example, the learning and tutoring centers on each campus. One very important aspect of keeping students in your class and successful is getting to know your class. You can use an index card to collect student information like their name, telephone number, major, email addresses, and other important information that you might need to get in touch with them. Of course, this would be a good time to encourage them to sign up for their GPC email accounts if they haven't done so. You can do short icebreaker exercises to get students acquainted with one another and with you. Try preparing a survivor card. This is a business-sized card with your contact information, including your office location, as well as the tutoring and learning center information for that particular semester. Another neat tool that has been very helpful is allowing students to make tent name cards where they write on both sides so that you, as well as their fellow classmates, can get to know their names. You can also have each student choose a buddy in class and exchange contact information. This person can be a point of contact in case they miss something in class or just want somebody to study with. Here's a neat idea I recently came across. It's called a Stuff Happens card. This is kind of like a get out of jail free card, where the students can use it for a 1-day extension on a paper or project, an absence on a quiz, or whatever other parameters you put into place. This way, you don't have to wade through different kinds of excuses all semester. They get one free pass. You, of course, set the parameters around when this Stuff Happens card can be used and for what occasions. Depending on the sizes of your classes, developing an individual relationship with your students can be challenging. But I know we all love a good challenge, right? So, challenge yourself to learning all of your students' names within the first 2 to 3 weeks of class. Frankly, students are quite impressed when you can call them by name on the 2nd or 3rd class meeting. Most of us, including students, don't really like feedback, but it's essential for success. So here are some feedback tools that you can use. I just read an article that says more than 60% of all college students actually read their syllabi completely. Of course, we have to work on the other 40%, but we could try to make certain that they do read it. The way I do it is by giving a syllabus quiz. It's worth 5 points, and I do it inside of iCollege, so as to not take away from class time. They can take it as many times as they'd like to get 100%, anything to get them to read and understand that syllabus. You can also try having a suggestion box in class that serves the purpose of allowing students to have an outlet to give anonymous feedback at any time. You can check the box daily or weekly, whatever works for you. I use a recipe card box and index cards. You can leave it in the back or the front of class every day and encourage students to drop their comments there anytime they have a concern. If you find that no one is responding, require it once in a while. For example, ask the students to write one thing that they really understood during that unit or class session. Conversely, you may ask them to write down the one thing that was a little confusing during that unit or class session. That'll help you to know what to touch on in the next class session. You can also have your students uncover their learning styles. Sometimes students don't know what to study or how they can best study based on their learning styles. One really good learning styles assessment that you can direct your students to is the NCSU Index of Learning Styles Questionnaire. If you Google that, you can be taken directly to the website. I encourage students to take this learning styles assessment during the first week or two of classes. Most students have never taken a learning styles assessment, and it's interesting for them to find out what kind of learner they are and how they can best study. These are just a few tips that I hope you will find useful in assisting students to achieve success while in your classes and here at GPC. If we all do our part, hopefully we will see a big difference in retention and success of our students. Have a fruitful semester, and please contact me for any and all of your faculty development needs.